It's time for another tale from the glass-guarded world, with Brian as Paxton the human cleric, Ashley as Tara Dane the human fighter, Andy as Finmac Caspinner, the gnome wizard, Danielle as Ethelflad the halfling rogue and monk, and me, Mike, as the DM. Last time, our heroes puttered around in Newtower, trying to talk to Florelia, but gave up on that idea in order to get to Zauberfeld and sell off their cartload of wheat. Tira and Finn ran into an old acquaintance, a leader of a rival noble house from a rival. The adventurers then decided that they had earned a break and visited a carnival that seemed to be staffed by pirates, though Paxton decided to stay behind and guard the grain. After several disappointing sideshows and a downright unfair game, Ethelflad, Tara, and Finn were accosted by several carnies, seeking a final payoff. A large burly fellow with a bare chest and red pantaloons steps out of the covered wagon and says, These landlubbers look like they might be able to afford a donation. Should we help them give? We don't have to tell the captain." And the other fellows hear that and they all blanch, and one of them says, "Come on, Sharky. You know he wants us to call him Mr. Learner." And Sharky, the large man, grins and says, "Yeah, Mr. Learner. Mr. Learner would appreciate a sizable tip. So would me and one of you and little Squealer there. What do you say?"
So I walk forward, looking at the large, massive man, and I go, "Sharky, was it?"
"Aye."
"Well, Sharky, wouldn't it be better if you picked on someone your own size?" And then I pat his leg and use reduce.
All right, he makes a Constitution saving throw and fails. How much did reduce someone?
Let's find out. I think I make him a size smaller than he is, so if he's human, regardless of how big he is, he would go from
small.
medium to small, yeah. I'm going to use that as a follow-up for Intimidate to get them to let us leave.
The target size is halved in all dimensions. So he was about 6.5 feet tall. Now he's 3.25 feet tall.
Okay.
Tara is laughing.
He's still slightly taller than me, but I go, there we go. A little bit better, isn't it?
He's not happy about that.
Yeah, but I'm going to use that as an Intimidate to get the rest of them to leave us alone.
Go ahead. Make your intimidation roll.
Come on, dice. Come on, dice. Ooh, that's a 7.
All right, he says,
"Do you see what he did to me?"
the other guy says, "You see what he did to Sharky? Get him!"
Tara's still laughing as she's like taking her shield out and like holding her hilt.
All right, let's roll for initiative.
Okay.
What's your initiative?
My initiative is 5. My familiars is 7.
Ethelflad, what was your initiative roll?
8.
Okay, Tara,
16.
Paxton,
19.
and the carnies have a 21.
Let's go.
The first one to go is Sharky, the formerly large man, and he attempts to tackle Finn.
Okay.
So we're going to make a grapple check here. So his strength is significantly reduced as a result of enlarge, right? I think.
Yes, and I react to a grapple with either a dexterity or strength check.
Yeah, either athletics or acrobatics. You get to choose.
Okay. I will go with acrobatics, which is +2. 20. Unnatural.
Oof. And he has disadvantage on strength saving throws and checks now.
Nice.
Yeah, so you easily step out of the way as he runs by you.
And I laugh at him.
And the next one to go is the man who was calling for tips, and he pulls out a cutlass. And he's going to attack, let's say he attacks Tara. And he rolls 9. He misses you. The next one is a short man with a dagger who is just sort of standing behind the man who wanted the tips. He attacks Ethelflad with a dagger. and misses badly. And then finally, from one of the wagons, a woman leans out with a crossbow and takes a shot at Finn, and also misses badly. So the crossbow bolt lands in the dirt next to Finn, and the crowd around, at first they seem a little panicked, but when they see that absolutely no one has gotten hit, and you shrunk the guy, they're all cheering and clapping, and they think this is part of the show.
Yeah.
And that brings us to Paxton. You are on your cart, and let's see if you hear anything. Yeah, you hear there's some sort of shouting or disturbance at the other end of the set of wagons.
Am I still over by the blacksmith?
You're wrapping that up now.
Can I tell the blacksmith to keep an eye on my cart for just a second, and I'm going to run over to check on what's
Sure.
going on?
Yeah, he'll do that for you.
All right.
All right, so you're going to run down the length of the wagons toward the end of the show.
Yeah, I'm going to try to duck under the canvas wherever I hear all the shouting coming from.
Got it. That means next it's Tara. Tara, what are you going to do?
Long sword comes out of the hilt, and she attacked the guy who was attacking her.
Okay, make your attack roll.
It's a total of 13.
That is a hit.
Damage is 7.
Damage is 7. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys their names for the sake of clarity here. So you just hit one ear, the man attacking you with the cutlass.
Does he have one ear?
He has one ear, and you hit him for 7 points of damage. In fact, I think he actually told you his name was One Ear. And he is not looking good. He looks injured.
Oh, they be plebs. We got this.
And next is Ethelflad. What are you going to do?
The lady with the crossbow.
Mhm.
How far is she?
She's just 15 feet away.
Okay. I'm gonna and Tara's within distance that I could do sneak attack.
If you're attacking one of the people in melee, yes.
Okay.
With a ranged weapon, that wouldn't work. You would have to have someone adjacent to the woman with the crossbow to do a sneak attack on her.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna do a sneak attack on the on one ear.
Okay.
So ooh, I roll an 8. My attack bonus is 5, so 13.
That is a hit.
Okay. With a rapier, 3, so 6, 12.
Okay. He goes down. You slash him across the back. He wasn't expecting that. It was a sneak attack. And he goes down, cries out, hits the ground. He's bleeding all over this road. That brings us to Finn's familiar.
I'm just gonna send it about as far as I can go to try to find Paxton and just like circle you to try to bring you back, which you're already on your way, but just in case. And then for my turn, I'm still in front of Sharky, right?
Correct.
Okay. And the ladies are dealing with everyone else?
Right.
Okay. I don't need my magic to take care of you. Here, let me show you what you can do at this size. And I've been wanting to try out my new dagger, so I'll go ahead and go for that. Non-lethal damage then. 19.
That is definitely a hit.
With a +1 dagger, I also get +1 to damage, right?
Correct.
Okay.
8 points of damage. 8? How'd you do 8 with a dagger?
1d6 + 3, because I'm proficient.
Oh, wow.
And I rolled a 5, sorry.
I thought daggers were still 1d4. Oops, my bad.
If you want to double check that
No.
for me.
I trust you. I
They
mean,
are 1d4.
They're
have my
1d4,
weapons
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't trust me. Yeah.
Okay,
You
alright.
should double check. 5. There we go.
5 points of damage. All right. Yeah, he doesn't like that. You stab him in the shoulder, and he cries out. Says,
Oh! You'll pay for that.
I just simply like move my dagger from hand to hand like fighting monkey style. Like, come on.
All right. And that brings it back to their turn. And you can hear someone running down the tunnel toward you, shouting, "Hey, stop! Cut it out! Hey, lay off!" They will attempt to attack again. So Sharky pulls out a dagger and attempts to make an attack on you,
Okay.
and misses badly.
Okay.
One of your makes a death saving throw. And Slackjaw, who is attacking Ethelflad with a dagger, he makes a slashing attack that you weren't expecting and manages to hit you. And it does 4 points of damage to Ethelflad. Slashes you across your arm. And
She's
finally,
within 5 feet of me, right?
that's correct, actually. Do you want to use your reaction?
Well, he's at disadvantage because of my protection point. So.
Oh, that's true too. So actually, with disadvantage, what's your armor class, Athelflad? It is. With disadvantage, he still hits you. So then the question is, do you want to use your reaction to deflect his attack using your defending any blade?
With his 4 points of damage.
The last person to go is the woman with the crossbow, and she also misses Tara. And that brings us back to Paxton.
All right, so I duck under the tarp,
Right.
and I guess I see Finn's owl.
Right. His owl is sort of following you, I guess, into the tarp because you ducked in about the same time it found you. And as you enter the tarp and the owl enters behind you, you can see that the man who is sort of calling out, come see the show, he's running down the length of this tunnel right past you toward a fight that is clearly between your friends and some of these carnies.
I'm running right after him then.
Okay. He's shouting, "Stop fighting, stop fighting." All right, Paxton is running down the tunnel after this this ringleader. That brings us to Tara.
Tara is going to fight Dagger Guy. I don't remember his name.
That's okay.
So she's going to slash at him with the longsword now. And she got a 20.
Nice.
A natural 20?
Yep.
All right.
Nice. Critical roll.
And rolled damage is an 8.
You roll your damage twice?
Plus 4, 18.
Nice.
Oof. Okay, Slackjaw goes down. And that brings us next to Athelflad.
I'm going to use my turn to move towards the woman with the crossbow.
You'll have to climb up in there with her, but you've got enough movement. You could get in there with her and attack this round.
Oh,
if you
okay.
want to.
Okay, I'll do that. Oh, I roll a 20.
A natural 20 again?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
You don't get sneak attack damage this time, but you do roll your damage twice and then add your bonuses.
Okay. So I attack with the rapier. So 10 plus 5 is 15.
Whoa.
And then you want me to roll again?
Yeah, so you've rolled a 7, and then you have plus... What was your bonus?
The attack bonus is 5. And then the damage type, rolling a d8 plus 3 piercing.
Oh my goodness. Okay, and then roll one more time and add that on.
A 2. So 7, 3, 10. So,
Oh, but you don't add the 3 again. With the second
okay.
roll, you don't add so you add the 7 onto however much you had from before. How much did you have before?
15?
15. So great. You do a devastating amount of damage.
Okay.
And the crossbow woman goes down. You slash across her, knocking the weapon out of her hands and knocking her to the ground. And she goes down.
And can I take the crossbow?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's say you'll do that on your next round.
Okay.
But sure, you can pick up the crossbow on your next round.
Tara claps.
That brings us to...
The crowd roars.
Yeah, the crowd is cheering now. They still think this is some kind of act. That brings us to the familiar.
Okay, now that it's found Paxton, it's going to fly back and just try to place itself near one of the two that it can find, either near Athelflad or near Tara.
All right, it's easier to see Tara because she's not inside a wagon.
Okay, so yeah, it tries to position itself near Tara.
Finn?
So for Finn, let me recap. Tara has taken down 2 people by herself. Athelflad has climbed into the wagon and taken out the ranged fighter.
Right.
Who else is left up aside from
Sharky.
Just Sharky?
Yep.
All right, so we're having a small person fight. Got it.
Yes.
I'm going to stick with my dagger.
Fair enough.
I'm going to be nicer than my friends and try to let you live. And I'm still going for non-lethal damage. 21.
Ooh, that's a hit.
5.
All right, Sharky is still up.
Okay.
But you slashed him pretty brutally, and he looks like he's getting faint. But at this point, the ringleader guy and Paxton come running up, and the ringleader says, What do you think you're doing?"
They started it.
No, he's not shouting at you. He's shouting at his men.
Also, if it wasn't because I'm wearing a robe, I would have just gone like shirt off right now. Just like dagger fight. Full dagger fight.
Well, he says, "Avast ye, Sharky, that's enough. All of you put down your weapons. I'll have you keel hauled. It's not as bad on land as it is on sea, but that just means you suffer longer." And he makes a charisma check, and Sharky starts to lower his weapon. He's watching you while he does it. He's checking Finn to see if you also lower your weapon.
I won't with a smirk on my face, just like slightly to show that I'm following, but like still with a smirk on my face, like, ha, you're in trouble.
Okay, so you're not lowering your weapon?
I am lowering it just
Okay.
slightly.
All right. So he watches all of you. Are the rest of you going to lower your weapons as well?
Yeah, I got nothing to fight.
I'm still in the wagon.
You're still in the wagon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
And I'm behind Mr. Lerner, so he
That's
doesn't necessarily know I'm part of the fight,
That's right? He hasn't even realized you're there.
Then I have my mace out.
Okay.
Do you have the spell Spare the Dying? Or do you have the cantrip Spare
He's
the
a
Dying?
life cleric. He should have Spare the Dying.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe so.
I'm pretty sure it's like one of the ones
I
that's
do.
given to you. Okay.
It's a cantrip, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
He's glad to see Mr. Lerner is glad to see everyone lowering their weapons, and he says, "Aye, that's better. Everyone be nice and calm. Slim, have a look at Slackjaw's injuries." And another guy comes running up and has a look at Slackjaw, and says, "Now, folks, you've caused me some trouble, but we've given you some too. To show no hard feelings, I'll give ye a choice. I'll pay you 15 gold, or offer ye me own dagger."
What do you guys want to do?
And he
Gold
pulls
or
a dagger out of a small sheath, and it's glass steel with a plain wooden hilt, but
No,
a
you
wicked-looking
don't want it?
jagged blade. And he looks at the blade with an expression that is hard to read. And he says, "Aye, he's a beauty, but I've had him long enough. What do you say?"
What do you guys want to do?
I'm really mesmerized by that dagger.
Can I do a use a spell slot and do a blast of identify magic to see if there's any magic in it?
Identify takes a while. Oh, you said you want to do a
No,
detect
I
magic.
I want to actually use a spell slot to use it. So actually, like instead of using the ritual, which takes a minute.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. I'll just use like a blast of identify magic. Let my eyes glow for a second and see what can I learn about the dagger.
Okay. You cast detect magic, and it's very magical.
Okay.
I don't know what some of these would be classified as.
From what I understand, since detect magic's only level 1, I only get like the predominant school.
Yeah, and I'm not actually sure what that is.
More than anything, I'm more scared of it being like any kind of enchantment or
No
anything
enchantment or
like the other.
charm.
Okay. Well, give us a second to figure it out. Oh, our friends were in. We were just in a fight with your fellows as well. Here, to show you that we mean no harm, we can help you with your wounded as well. And I look over at Paxton to see, like, can you help them out?
I grunt, and then I go spare the dying on anyone who needs it.
Well, that's good, because a couple of them were right at death's door.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I'm going to say that this thing's predominant school of magic is transmutation.
That can turn out badly. Oh.
Just, well, what you want to do? The dagger or the money?
I look at the other. Okay. Or does
I think
anyone have any
Athelflad
info?
wants the dagger.
You want the dagger?
I've never seen anything like it before. It's amazing.
Well, I can see that it's magical. What does it do?
Well, it makes you more nimble and provides some extra protection against death. But
Ooh.
it's pretty useful.
Hey, Athelflad, why don't you take it for a spin, maybe? See if it feels good in your hand.
Yeah, I don't mind if you guys don't mind.
Go for it.
Okay.
All right, well, he hands you the dagger and also the sheath for the dagger. And do you want to take it out of the sheath?
Yeah.
All right, well, as soon as you lay hands on the dagger, it talks to you. And it says, "Hi! Hi, how you doing? Hi!
Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
I'm Egbert. Who are you?"
Egbert. I'm Athelflad.
Hi, Athelflad. Oh, it's great to meet you. I'm a dagger now. Isn't that neat?
Yeah, but have you always been a dagger?
No, I used to be a person, but now I'm in the dagger. I died.
You died.
Yeah, now I'm in the dagger.
How'd you get stuck in the dagger?
Well, that's what it does.
Well, more
That's
importantly,
why it's really important to me that you not die, because then I'd get kicked out of the dagger and you'd be in here. So don't die.
how'd you die?
Oh, it's a long story. All of which I will tell you right now.
Okay.
Tara looks like threateningly at
None of you can
Lerner
hear this, by the way.
because Athelflad's going crazy, and so she's a little worried with the last glass weapon involvement.
We can hear Athelflad talking.
You can hear
to the dagger,
Athelflad,
right?
but you can't hear Egbert the dagger.
So Which is why Tara is starting to look very angry and menacingly at Lerner.
Okay. And also, I should mention, as soon as you grab it, you know it has the following effects. +2 to hit and damage. +1 to dexterity. +1 to class proficiency bonus. And Egbert's very excited to tell you about this one. Once per day, upon being reduced to 0 hit points, the dagger automatically casts Healing Word, which heals 1d4 plus 4 damage. So if you're knocked out, the dagger automatically brings you up to 1d4 plus 4.
Okay.
But it also is currently inhabited by Egbert. And if you were to die, his soul would get kicked out, and your soul would go in.
All right.
I think if anything, that would be a good thing. If we are trying to
Not
bring you
for
back, we don't have
Athelflaed.
to go find your soul. It's already inside the dagger. Portable soul carrier right there.
Yeah, there you go.
This is gonna be great. We're gonna have so much fun. I'm gonna stab lots of things.
Do you guys want to keep the dagger or take the money and run?
Tara's still like, what did you do to her?
She's just talking to the dagger, that's all. It's just Egbert.
You guys can't hear it?
No.
No.
Well, our friend seems to be taken with the dagger, so we'll take that. And we'll also take the money that they had collected unjustly from all the other people. I think that seems fair since it wasn't part of the money that you had considered.
Oh, no, come on now. This dagger's worth quite a bit.
Right, and that was money that they were trying to bully out of other people. Now, we can either continue our fight with your 2 people that are down, or you can let us go and let us take the tip jar.
That hardly seems right. You've
Yeah.
had the best of us. We've given you a dagger. This doesn't seem right.
It doesn't seem right that they were taking that money from the rest of your guests. Why do you think most left unhappy? Is there any way... I don't want to necessarily do intimidation, but can I do persuasion?
Sure.
Meanwhile, I'm just over there
Talking to Egbert.
talking to the Egbert. Yeah.
6.
He says, I'll tell you what, lad. I'll give you a copper.
Keep your damn money.
Give us an owlbear plushie.
Okay. I'll take an owlbear plushie.
All right, you can have a stuffed owlbear.
All right.
Ooh.
All right, one of the other pirates next to him says, I knew this was a bad idea. And Mr. Lerner looks offended. And he says, this wasn't my idea. Stick to the sea, I said. Do what you do best, I said. You weren't good pirates, but you're terrible carnies. I'll not have the name of Shortbeard associated with this. Back to the sea, lads. Pack 'em up. And one of the younger carnival workers says, but Captain Shortbeard, what about my idea? You said if the carnival didn't work out, we could try my idea. And the captain stops and says, aye, lad, that I did. It's just as bad an idea as the carnival, but I did say that. All right, crew, we're trying little Jimbo's idea. Weigh anchor, set sail for Luton Haven. That's the nearest fishing town. They should have plenty of nets. Then the crew all shout, aye, aye, Captain, and the carnival is rapidly disassembled before your eyes. The puzzled crowd gradually disperses.
As we start leaving, I look back at Sharky since he never actually went unconscious.
Right.
Bye, little fishy. I'll see you around.
He grumbles but doesn't say anything back.
Tara's looking at Athelflaed to see if she's okay.
I'm just sitting there going, hey, so how did you get wrapped up with these folk?
Well, it's an exciting story. One of them found me in a cave. Well, no, not one of them. One of the people they killed found me in a cave back when they were pirates, and then I became the captain's dagger.
Wow.
It was really exciting. They were terrible pirates. I did stab some people, though.
Ooh, who'd you stab?
Oh, some people on other ships going by, sometimes other crew members, all sorts of people.
Hey, it sounds like you know your way around. So have you heard anything about the aqueducts being built?
Aqueducts? Pfft, I don't know anything about that. I haven't stabbed them yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put you in this sheet
Wait,
for
I
now.
got other stuff to say. Wait, I don't
Hold on. Okay, I'll see you in a minute.
He is silenced once you put him in his sheath.
Is the sheath like a magical sheath, or is it just any old sheath?
It's just a sheath.
He may still be talking. We just hear.
You don't feel compelled to keep him in your hand or anything like that.
Okay.
So the rest of the 12th is uneventful. You have another good night's rest. If you want to heal up your wounds, I don't remember if I've emphasized this before because maybe it hasn't been important, but the way I'm doing long rests is you recover all your spells and other abilities, but you don't automatically recover all your hit points. You recover your hit dice that you can expend to heal injuries, but if you're injured and you want to heal up, you need to expend some hit dice. So I think Athelflaed, you're the only one that's hurt.
Yep.
Right?
3d8.
Yeah, so you don't have to spend all those. You can choose how many to spend to heal up. You are only 4 hit points down right now, so I would probably just roll 1 and add your Constitution modifier if you have one.
Yep, +1. 7 + 1.
Yep, so you're back up to full. The next day is also uneventful. The 13th is also uneventful. And you make camp at night. And I'm assuming you're sticking with the same order of watches at night.
Sure.
Yeah.
During Paxton's watch that evening, Paxton, as you're keeping watch and the party's sleeping and the horses are, I assume you sort of untether them and let them lie down if they want to.
Yeah.
As you're keeping watch over all your friends and your grain, you can hear in the distance the sound of something scraping or dragging along the path of the road. Something moving past you, or moving toward you, something moving toward you down the road. And you can hear sort of a moaning sound. Yeah, and you can hear, hey.
About how far away does it sound like it is?
Oh, maybe 100 feet.
Does it sound like it's just one thing?
What's your perception bonus?
+3.
It is hard for you to tell. It's maybe more than one. You're not sure. It's definitely coming your way. You're going to find out soon.
I wake up the rest of the party.
All right, you all wake up. You're on the side of the road, and you can hear something coming toward you, making some moaning sounds. And as it gets closer, you see that there is a group of some kind of shambling corpses walking down the road. And they are walking down the road, not toward you, just down the road.
I want to try to use my Channel Divinity feature, Turn Undead. As an action, you present your holy symbol, which would be my shield,
Right.
and speak a prayer censuring the undead. Each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails its saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. So I want to run within 30 feet of them and then shout like, "Get out of here!"
Okay. All right, you run up close to them, and you shout, "Get out of here!" And what's your wisdom DC for that?
13.
13. All right, so they need to make a save. There are, did I already say how many there were? There are 5 of them. Save, fail, 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 saved. 2 of them continue moving down the road. The other 2 run away the opposite direction. What are the rest of you going to do?
Tara has been putting on her armor.
Okay.
Yeah, I get my...
You're getting your
dagger
equipment
and
on.
whatever.
All right,
Yep.
that takes some time, so you're sort of stuck doing that. Finn, what do you want to do?
I'm stretching and I ask Paxton, so, is it alright to burn them or do you want to save the corpses?
I don't care what we do with them.
Okay. Okay, so quick question. Since this is a random encounter that's happening in the middle of the night, if I use spell slots, will that be reflected in the next morning?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still going to do it anyways.
All right, so you're going to cast a spell. Paxton, you notice these 2 undead, they seem to look like they're just going to walk right by you. They're not going for you. They're just walking in your direction.
Are they walking towards any other people in my party?
Nope, they're walking down the road. They're off to the side of the road.
Maybe we should just watch where they go. Like I'm kind of interested in what zombies would be after.
I'm okay to follow.
Can I do an intelligence check? Is it that I would check to see if I knew anything about this sort of phenomena?
Sure, you can see if you can figure something out.
Yeah.
Sure, make an intelligence check.
Could I do actually a history check as well?
Oh,
Ooh.
actually, what's your intelligence bonus?
It's a 1 + 1.
All right, and Finn, what's your history bonus?
+6 because I'm proficient.
All right, Finn, you're not familiar with the phenomenon of undead just walking down the road at night.
Okay.
And Athelflaed, this seems strange to you. Your understanding of this sort of undead is that they would normally try to eat you. But they seem interested in walking down the road. In fact, assuming you guys just continue to watch them, I guess? Yes?
Yeah, guys?
Yeah,
okay.
What are they wearing? By the way?
They're wearing just tattered rags. They walk by the cart, and as they do, one of them points at the cart and says, "Grains." And the other one makes a sound that sounds sort of like laughing, and they just keep going.
Are they wearing any sort of...
Insignia or
yeah,
symbol or anything? No, nothing really identifying. They just look like corpses.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out why that...
What?
Like, aside from the brains. I got the
yeah.
brains. Yeah.
I'm like, how old am I?
No. Okay.
Are these vegan zombies?
Well, they can see. So they can see. They communicate with each other. So we know
Intelligence
that.
of at least 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to ask him, hey, what y'all doing?
Zauberfeld.
Why are you headed there?
Call.
You've been summoned?
Uh-huh.
By who?
Why?
Curious.
No, not why. Why?
Why? That's who
No.
summoned
Who's
him.
on first?
No.
So someone named Y summoned you.
No. Carlton.
I roll to see if I can understand what the heck he's saying.
Not any better than you already can, no. Carlton.
Carlton?
Oh, yeah.
The Sultan? The Kaltu?
He nodded when I said Carlton, right?
Uh-huh.
So someone named Carlton summoned you.
Carlton does not sound like a necromancer name.
Carlton the Cruel.
Carlton the
Crew.
Cruel.
That sounds a little more necromancer.
There you go.
Call.
I'm still imagining someone doing the Carlton from French Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
Literally the side-to-side swoop.
So I'm not that old.
No.
Well, I don't like the idea of these zombies running up to meet Carlton the Cruel, because I don't think Carlton the Cruel is going to have good intentions with these zombies. So I say we just murk them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You guys want to kill him?
All right, they've already walked by your camp. They're continuing down the road.
I mean, we can always get on the horse and hunt them down if we really
I mean,
wanted
they're not
to.
far away. You could easily catch up with them. They're not moving fast.
It's a matter of, do we care enough to stop them from meeting up with their necromantic master, or do we just let them go because it has nothing to do with us?
Okay, so here's an option. My familiar can go as far away from me as it wants. It can only communicate up to a certain distance. I can set it to follow them, and whenever they get somewhere where it can't follow anymore, it can just come. I can give it directions to come back to me at that point. And whenever it gets within a certain distance, I can find out whatever it found out. So that would be one option if we really cared to know where they're going.
Kind of know that they're going to Carlton the Cruel in Zauberfeld, though.
And we're going to Zauberfeld too.
True.
So maybe we can just follow slowly behind them to figure out where this Carlton the Cruel is.
Shoot, give him a ride.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Let's lash the zombies to Bud and Bert.
Okay, if
I don't
they
think
didn't
that
like
they would
the
like
unseen
that.
servant, they're definitely not gonna like the corpses. But yeah, no, I'm down to slowly follow behind them, mostly because I also want to see what they do when day breaks, because they're not going to stay in the middle of a road during
Right.
daybreak.
Okay, so you're going to just follow them.
You guys all want to wake up a little bit early? If this in the middle of his shift, it would be like 4 hours in, so we wouldn't get a long rest.
Well, I can drive the cart and you all can just take a nap in the back or something like that, and we can keep switching off like that.
Here, let me do animal handling because mine is up next. So if all of you can get your last 2 hours. 17, is that
Yeah,
enough to
that's
ride the
great.
cart?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I can ride the cart for the first 2 hours.
Sounds good to me.
There goes to bed. Like, this has been a weird night.
Okay. Well, the zombies continue until the sun starts to brighten, and
Okay.
then they walk off the road, and they just dig a hole and climb in it and pull some dirt back on themselves.
That's so cool. I don't know. What do you guys want to do? I kind of just want to leave my familiar with them because even if we're going to Carlton the Cruel, the zombies are not going to walk in through the middle of town. They're going to walk in somewhere else. So we can find out where the secret entrance is or whatever.
Huh.
Sure, you leave the owl with him.
How many days away from Zauberfeld are we?
I think you have 6 more days.
Okay, so that's 6 more days versus 6 more nights of following zombies and sleeping all day.
5 more days, sorry.
Yeah, we would be able to get to town faster than them too, because I'm guessing zombies walk slower than 2 horses in the middle of a day.
Yeah.
All right, I got an idea.
Okay.
We dig up the zombie.
Okay.
We put it in a box.
Okay.
We drive to outside of Zauberfeld. We wait until it gets dark. And then we throw the zombie out of the box. And then we follow it.
I'm not totally against that. My only question is...
Do you have a zombie box?
That was a very good question.
Like, how would we restrain him through 6 nights? Because we're pretty far
I
away.
don't know. They seem pretty chill. I don't know if we need to restrain them.
We also didn't try to restrain them. I feel like most people are chill until you tell them, no, you have to get in my car. You know?
Is that from personal experience?
We don't talk about ages 4 through 7 with me, okay?
Let's see. So, would we have any way of restraining a zombie, even if we didn't have a box? Like,
I have spells, but nothing that would last a whole day.
I don't carry coffins with me.
we have rope. I think
We have a covered wagon,
Yeah,
but I don't know that we want dead bodies laying in with all our grain.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It just seems kind of yucky.
No, that's a good idea. We definitely have enough rope for like at least 1 zombie.
Athelflaed might not have hers.
I'm down. I'm down to take the zombie with us. I just don't know how well that would work out. But I'm down to take a zombie.
Don't we have like a barrel of dried fish or something like that we had?
We might have a barrel still. We gave it to those people, though.
You've eaten up some of your own supplies, so you have some empty sacks. You have, I don't think you have a barrel anymore.
Also, do we need a full zombie? Because can a zombie hit your rat?
Can the sacks fit some person in a fetal position or something?
I suppose you could try to stuff the zombie into one of these sacks, yeah.
I'm also thinking Walking Dead, we could just like Black Delilah it and it can still crawl its way to wherever it's going.
Yeah, let's dig up the zombie, cut its arms off, stuff it in the bag.
Let's just put it in the bag. I mean, they seem nice, so I'll just ask them if they want to get there faster.
Honestly, I'm not totally against asking the zombie if it wants to get there faster. Legit, give it a ride.
This night is taking a weird turn.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, this is the morning of the 14th of the month.
Okay, I'll leave it up to you guys. What do you guys want to do?
My vote is for digging up the zombie.
As long as it agrees to get into the sack.
So you
That
want the
sounds
zombies-
weird.
You want the zombie to consent?
I
All right.
To
Okay.
this kidnapping.
Okay, well, it's not hard to dig up the zombie. They haven't covered themselves in a giant mound or anything. They've just
Yeah.
So
a little bit of dirt.
You use my shield to shade it as I dig it up so that it doesn't get bad.
The bigger shield?
Well,
Do you
it's
still have that?
it's not so big anymore. I cut it down.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's just a one-handed shield now, but you know, if
No,
you
I
got
can
the
still use
if
that,
you got
yeah.
the upper body strength to hold the shield up and block the zombie from the sun, then I'll dig
You
it
can
up.
use my
yeah, I
shield
was
too.
definitely-
Roll Viking shield wallet.
True.
I was also thinking that what's its face? We could have the barrel or the sack right next to the hole, so as soon as that happens, it can just like jump right in from one darkness into the other and not be damaged by the sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's an option. Yeah, okay,
Are
so
zombies vampires now? I just assumed that they didn't want to be seen.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought
well.
sunlight would deteriorate the body.
And I'm just trying to be nice.
Not a rude awakening.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll some deception checks against this zombie when it wakes up.
Okay, so we
so
dig
you
one
cover
up.
the zombie up, try to block out the sun as much as you can, and you dig it up. As soon as you start exposing the zombie, it starts going, what?
Carlton the Cruel said that you're not moving fast enough, and he sent me to be your chauffeur. He's gonna get you to Zauberfeld real quick.
All right, make a deception check.
That's pretty good, actually.
Deception is +0. 11.
He says, uh-huh.
All right, hop in the sack.
All right, he climbs in the sack.
All right, I cinch it and I put a bunch of I loop it around a bunch of times and put the strongest knot I can think of on it.
Oh wait, before he does that, do you need food or anything? Dried fish? Grains?
Brains.
Did he say that with a B?
Uh-huh.
We don't have any brains for you yet, but we'll get you some whenever we get to Zauberfeld. Just chill out until we get there, okay?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Add to checklist. Go hunting.
Hope that there's no checkpoint anywhere along the way, because this is gonna be weird.
Where'd the
No.
zombie come from?
No agricultural inspections along the way.
Okay, well, you throw the zombie on the back of the wagon, and you continue along the road. The road continues with occasional light traffic and through some light woods. You also pass under some tall stone aqueducts, usually in pairs, one carrying clean water, one carrying used water. These are surprisingly common, stretching in straight lines to the left and right of the road. You arrive in Zauberfeld on the 18th, 8 days after leaving Newtower. Zauberfeld is an impressive walled town, but not quite a city. Productive farms surround the town as far as the eye can see, with a variety of crops. From a distance, you can see its tall keep with an even taller tower. The grist mills are hard to miss, and they resemble towers themselves southwest of the town. You can see hoppers carry grain up to the top where it is dumped, and then it falls downward, presumably ground by millstones as it falls. Signs indicate that a group of these mills belongs to Hans Miller.
Is that a name that we should recognize?
Hans Miller. So we give the grain to.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, cool. It's been like a month.
Yeah.
And how much daylight is left?
By the time you arrive, it is, you arrive on the 18th, and it is afternoon.
All right, let's sell the grain first, and then we'll handle the zombie business whenever it gets dark.
Yep.
Okay. Before we go turn in the grain, we should probably get a room and take the sack out of the grain. Even if we leave the sack on the stables, we should not be removing a moving sack from the grains before we turn them in.
That's fair.
All right, so you stash the sack somewhere away from the rest of the grain, I suppose?
Yeah, for at a stable or something at
Okay.
the inn.
We'll just run through this quickly. Hans Miller will buy the grain from you for 28 gold. That was the agreed upon price. Or 4 gold if you want to have him hire someone to convey the payment back to Benton Wheatman.
Do you guys
Circle.
want to go back? Because I don't really want to go back.
No.
I want
No.
to be done with this.
All right, so he gives you the 4 gold. And he's supposed to take the cart and Bud and Bart unless you want to buy them.
How much are they?
He'll charge you 100 gold pieces for the lot, which is actually a decent discount.
Do you guys want to?
I think we can maybe talk him down a little bit more.
Definitely. And we have things that we can trade him as well. Well,
Maybe he'd like those horseshoes. I don't think we're gonna have a use for them.
and also I think the horseshoes are worth more than 100. Because I was thinking we can definitely if you guys want to, we can hold on to the glass sword, but we have other items.
I'm just trying to persuade him first.
Yeah.
Lower the price in
Okay,
a
let's do
bargaining kind of way.
All right, who wants to try to talk him down?
that. I got +2 charisma.
I have persuasion.
Are you
Proficiency.
proficient? Okay. You and I can both do it though. How can we persuade him?
We're just going to skip through some of this stuff, so just roll
You're
your
fine.
d20
Okay.
and add your persuasion bonus.
14.
I'll give her help.
Well, you
You
can
can roll
talk
with
him,
advantage,
him
yeah.
down a bit. He'll sell them to you for 75.
Okay, I'm down for that. You guys? Yeah.
Sounds good.
75.
All right. What's 75 divided by 4?
We'll figure that out later.
16.75.
Okay, got it.
Yay, we
Hold
get to
on.
keep Bud and Bart.
Yay!
I can
Oh,
experiment
sorry,
on them now.
18.75.
18.75.
All right, so you've got Bud and Bart still, and the cart as well. As you approach Zauberfeld, I guess you pick up your zombie and throw him back in the cart, and he groans. Zauberfeld.
Yes, just wait till nightfall, buddy.
It's a bustling town. You can see that there are people who are clearly wizards and sorcerers frequently coming and going, probably on magistracy business. Finn, I would like you to make a history check.
Okay. 14.
All right, so you remember that this town is ruled by Duke Gerolf, a respected but cold man who keeps a tight ship.
What's his name? Duke?
Gerolf, Gerolf.
Okay.
And there are several towers in addition to his wizard tower. There are several other towers in the town. And there's a big aqueduct that runs in and out of the east side of the town. Now, when you approach the gates, there are several guards there, and they are checking everyone who goes in and out, and they demand a copper piece for entry. Everyone who tries to get into the city, it's 1 copper piece, unless you're a citizen. If you're a citizen and can present a token of residency, then you don't have to pay.
From what we can tell, how thorough are they being on their check?
They're not being very thorough. They're just making sure everyone pays.
Oh, okay.
Okay, 1 copper piece for each of you. And they also say, by the way, stay out of the necropolis at night. Over
What's
east
that?
of town,
What is that?
the graveyard.
Okay.
Why do you say that?
Well, we've had these problems with undead pounding on the walls of the town at night. Yeah, they're causing trouble.
What's the legal status of necromancy around here?
Oh, it's magic. It's unless you're causing trouble with it, most people don't care.
You know of anyone that goes by the name of Carlton the Cruel around here?
No, it doesn't sound familiar. It sounds like it's a kind of wizardy person. I'm not really into that kind of thing.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, thank you, friends.
Have a good day.
Okay.
All right, so you guys enter the town. There's nothing particularly interesting about this as towns go. It's a walled town with a large fort or keep next to it. It has lots of people doing farming in the area around the town. The crops look extremely productive, and as I mentioned, there are a lot of mills that are apparently magically operated. But you also notice a familiar magic stand.
Ooh.
Your familiar friend Sigbert. You can see his stand has been propped up near the middle of the town as you ride in search of an inn. So there is an inn. It's called the Weary Wizard. It's 8 silver pieces per night. There's also a magic shop that there's a magic shop you're familiar with, and then there's also a sort of a discount magic shop called Spells.
I am so going to spell.
But you can see Sigbert's stand is set up as well. And
Okay.
you can see that it used to say Sigbert Sorceress Sundries, but Sundries has been crossed out and stuff has been painted above it.
That's funny.
So that Weary Wizard Inn that costs 8 silver a night, is there any cheaper place in town, like any roach motels?
You could rent someone's stables and sleep in their stable with your stuff.
I might be bunking with Bud and Bart tonight.
You're more than welcome to do that.
It's
you
a
can
nice
use our
inn,
room
though.
to take a shower if you need to.
Showers. Dirt just adds to my AC.
Okay, so it's 8 silver.
8 silver per night.
Can they break gold for me?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, let me go to spells.
Okay. Spells is, as I said, it's a discount magic store. They have mostly scrolls and some sort of mundane items. But is there a particular spell you're interested in?
Yes, I want to find Misty Step or Shatter.
They have Shatter.
How
Is that
much?
a second level spell?
Yes. And I believe it's transmutation also.
Second level spells are classified as uncommon, and I believe that means they start around 100 gold.
Okay. And since this is spells,
It's going to be slightly cheaper. Let's say 90.
90 gold. Okay. And I'll add Shatter and I'm guessing we're like at least the halfway point of the day.
Yes, getting closer to dinner now.
Okay. Do you think I would have at least 2 to 4 hours before nightfall to actually learn the spell before we release the zombie?
Sure. You need to make a DC, I think it is 10 plus the spells level, 12, DC 12 intelligence check.
Okay. 25.
All right, no problem.
All right.
And is there anything else you guys want to do before you turn in for the night?
I wanted to know what other magic items were in that discount shop.
So you can get a mundane small weapon like a short sword or a dagger that would be +1. You can get potions of healing, and then there are things that would be useful for everyday household chores, like tools that are useful for cleaning or chisels for stone workers or things like that. So it's more utilitarian. And then I also have, if you want to go over to Sigbert's, I have an updated list of items for him as well.
Ooh.
Is there an armor shop in town?
Sure, yes.
I would like to go to the armor shop and check out plate mail.
All right, so you go talk to the armor smith. He does not have a suit that fits you right now, though he could probably adjust a suit to fit you if you give him a couple days.
Okay, I think we'll probably be here for a few days, right?
Yeah.
Or we'll at least be heading back this way after we talk to Mud. What's the price?
1,500.
So, I know that would be dipping into the communal funds. How do people feel about that?
I don't think there are communal funds. I think you would have to find someone to lend you the rest.
Ah,
Yeah.
well, didn't you say we had like $3,000 worth of pearls?
Yeah, we have like 3,000 gold worth in pearls, but I mean, you only need like 3 or 4. We can definitely sell them if you want.
Maybe we can try to barter with them?
Yeah, they have a value of about 100 GP, so if you have 900 and you need 6, we can use 6 pearls, and yeah, you can try to barter with them if you want.
All right, I offer my 900 gold and 6 pearls to the armor smith. And
Also, totally owe me.
excuse me, but we all pulled those pearls out.
Yes, but I'm the one that can actually give them a use. That's why we kept them instead of selling them.
They can be exchanged for goods and services. That's also a use.
That's true.
I don't like your tone, Gnome.
You saw what I did to Sharky? I'm just kidding.
All right. Yeah, he says, all right, yeah, I'll take the pearls and 900 gold, and I'll have this to you right quick.
We're down to 23 pearl, guys.
Is anyone going to Sigbert's, or are you going to bed, or what's the plan?
We should check out what's in Sigbert.
Okay, so you walk by Sigbert's.
So I don't have proficiency with any armor as a wizard, correct?
Correct.
Okay, just making sure.
So you walk over to Sigbert's stand, and he is, in fact, leaning out of the stand. And I didn't describe him last time he was in the episode, so I'll describe him this time. He's wearing colorful red and blue robes. He's got a shock of white hair sticking up out of his cylindrical hat. He looks a little bit wild-eyed. He's an elf. And he says, oh, my wonderful friends, my short friend. Oh, it's so good to see you back again.
Good to see you as well. What have you been up to in these past few days?
Oh, you know, moving from place to place. Actually, I'm standing still, but my shop is opening in different places. You know how it is.
Of course.
Can I interest you in anything? Maybe you've reconsidered that armor or the helm of consolation?
What is the bag of the unhappy theater patron?
Oh, you asked about that before.
Yeah.
That allows you to summon some rotten vegetables to throw at someone.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
Anything pique your interest?
The Lacocious Lock. What is the Lacocious Locket of Lagorgia? Lagorea?
The loquacious locket of Logoria. Yes, it's exciting. It's a golden amulet, and he holds up an amulet. It's really beautiful.
Mhm.
It makes you much more persuasive. And also, you can use it to become extra persuasive. Roughly every time you take a nap, let's say, you'll be able to use it to become extra persuasive for a little while, although there is a cost to using it in that way. So basically, it's +3 to persuasion checks.
Okay.
And once per long rest, you can use it to grant advantage on any charisma-based check or saving throw. But if you do that, then you suffer from 3 rounds of non-stop talking. You can't stop talking.
I'll stand back.
I really like it, but I'm short on gold right now, so I'm not going to buy that right now.
How much is it?
It's 350.
Can I see it? So he hands me the locket, and I kind of hold it in my hand, and I look at Sigbert, and I'm like, hey, Sigbert, I think you should just let me have this for free, because I'll be able to do a lot of good in the world with it. 10.
Nice try.
It was worth a shot.
And I was thinking you were such nice people. I'll take it back now, thank you.
All right, here you go.
We're nice people.
For the most part. I think if anything in there, the arrows of fear might be interesting. What did those do? The arrows of fear.
Well, anything you strike them with must make an attempt to resist its cowardice or run away.
That's interesting. Pretty self-descriptive there.
Yep.
What is the banana of discord?
Oh, that's a hilarious. I recommend it just for the fun of using it to see what happens. Yes, when thrown on the ground, everyone within about 30 feet must resist the urge to try to seize the banana for themselves. The downside of it is it's only good for about 5 days and then it rots.
That's awesome.
Okay, wait. So, for my understanding, in game terms, you throw the banana, 30-foot radius, everyone has to make a saving throw, or everybody goes for the banana?
That's right. If you don't make your wisdom saving throw, then you must attempt to grab the banana.
How much is that?
Yeah, how much was the banana of Discord?
The banana is 10 gold.
Oh, I'm down to buy one of those.
Yeah,
That's like a luring skull from Dark Souls.
kind of want to throw it and watch all those keepers jump for it.
I was thinking that it would be fun if we run into the Fabulous Four again, or the Beautiful Four.
You know who's really bad at making intelligence or wisdom saving throws? Undead.
Ooh.
If
Remember
we,
stuff undead scrambling for a banana.
yeah,
We know we're definitely going to be going to the graveyard, even though we're not supposed to. Like, well, most likely going to the graveyard. So
yeah, let's pack that banana.
yeah, I'm definitely going to buy one. Do you want to buy one?
I think we only need one.
Would you like a bunch?
How much is?
Oh, God.
Do we get a discount for buying in bulk?
I'll give you 5 for the price of 6.
Personally, I think just one will do.
You want just one? I think.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think it's just my video game sense being like, but they're consumables, so you can use more than one. Yeah, I'm low on gold, so yeah, I'll do just one.
We'll see our friend Sigbert again.
Yeah, we will. You're right.
I ask about the wand of mutually assured annoyance.
Oh, yes, it's hilarious. Yes, if you use the wand, if you point it at someone, then it casts Tasha's hideous laughter on both you and your target at the same time.
And then the cap of the pesky herald.
Oh, yes, that one, I'm not a big fan of that one, but yes, it allows the wearer to cast message once per day, but the message must be sent using an annoying voice. Or the sender must tell the recipient something true that the recipient won't want to hear.
I do that naturally.
Okay. Sarah just looks stunned, like wondering why these things exist.
Do you make these?
Oh, I get them from all sorts of places. I make a few of them, but I assure you, when I make them, they're a little bit less ridiculous.
I like the locket, though.
Yeah, I think the locket's really good, but at least for me, that'll have to be for another time. If any of you want to buy it,
I buy the locket. I'm going to persuade him to bring his price down a little bit.
Okay, make a persuasion roll. What are you going to say to persuade him?
I think for you that would be good because you're already proficient in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me figure out how. I really do think that what Paxton was saying it was true. I do think that we could do some good with this locket, and also it would look really good on me. I got a 20.
Yes.
Wow.
Critical roll.
All right, for the impressive noble lady, I'll give you a 20% discount.
Okay.
That's
I buy
really
it.
good.
All right.
That's 70 gold off. That's 280.
All right, good, because I was about to use my phone calculator.
Anybody else want anything? No one's interested in the nimble gauntlets or the tooth powder or...
I saw the tooth powder. What is that? That's 800 gold.
That's a lot of fun. You would like that one. What you do is, whenever you encounter a chest or a doorway or something else that has hinges and opens and closes, you sprinkle the tooth powder on it and it will sprout teeth. And anyone that attempts to move through or open the container or doorway will be attacked by these magical teeth.
Yeah, but I'm not paying 800 gold for that.
And what about the nimble gauntlet?
Oh yes, those make you more dexterous.
How
Nothing
much more?
crazy about them.
Oh, how much are those?
The nimble gauntlets are +1 to dexterity saving throws.
Oh, just the saving throws?
Correct.
Okay.
So it was +3 to persuasion, and then once per long rest,
Right.
you get advantage on persuasion or charisma checks.
Once per long rest, you get advantage on any charisma-based check or saving throw. But if you use that ability, then you have 3 rounds during which you must talk nonstop.
Yeah.
What is the raincoat?
The raincoat. Oh yes, that's one of my. I'm not really fond of that one. When worn, a small cloud appears over the head of the wearer, and rain begins to fall on them, and it disappears, the rain that is, before hitting the ground, and then the raincoat keeps them dry. It also provides damage resistance against liquid or water-based attacks, but not ice.
Interesting. Okay, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I'd buy those nimble gauntlets, but all my assets are tied up in that plate armor right now.
Yeah.
Assuming that's it, you guys head to your inn and retire for the evening. What are you doing with the zombie?
Well,
He's not staying in my room.
I think it's the middle of the night. As long as it won't be an issue with the guards, I think we can probably take it to the outskirts of the city and then just release it. Well, from what we know, or if we need to do history checks, is the graveyard inside the city walls or outside the city walls?
It's just to the east of the city walls.
So yeah, we can go to the outskirts of the city, release it, and then just see where it goes. It'll most likely go to the graveyard, as we've been told.
and if we get in trouble, we'll just say that he popped out of the graveyard.
Yeah.
We didn't bring him here in a bag. That's crazy.
Who would do that?
Yeah.
All right.
Them.
Well, you grab your bag of zombie, and are you going to try to go to the east gate, or what's your plan? You gonna go around the city, or what are you doing?
Let's just walk from the city to the graveyard with the bag slung over my shoulder.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you walk through the city or the town. You walk through the town up to the east gate, which would lead out to where the graveyard is. And it's nighttime, and there are 2 guards here, and they say, "Sorry, gate's closed. Nighttime. Too many strange creatures on the other side of the wall." And you can hear coming from the other side of the wall. You can hear
Well,
drains.
we have a family that lives in a farm on that side of town. We need to go check on them because we've been told there's an issue with a dying family member.
Well, then you'll have to exit the west gate and go around the town then.
I mean, we could do that.
You guys want to do that?
Yeah,
All right.
that's fine.
From your bag, you hear a
I elbow the bag.
I try to feign like it was me.
Okay. All right, so you're going to go around the town?
Yeah.
Okay. You go around out the west gate and around the town, and as you come around I guess that doesn't really matter. Suppose you come around the north side of the town, you can see to the south the gravestones, the tombs, the other buildings that are in the necropolis outside the east of the city. And you can see up against the east wall are lots of zombies actually just beating on the wall, and they're all groaning and saying something. And the zombie in your bag starts squirming around and making noises.
Any perception to see what they're saying?
Also, crazy thought. What if we release it inside the city
Oh God.
and see where it's going?
Yeah.
Because it's not trying to bite anyone. They're all trying to get inside. So
True.
we
Unless
have
they're trying to
we
bite
already
people
have
when they get
one.
inside.
Oh, we can kill if that happens. Oh my god, a zombie broke in. Oh no.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so did someone say they were doing a perception check or
Yes.
something?
Yes.
Okay. Here, so Tara's doing a perception check.
Mhm.
Her bonus is 1. So Tara, you notice that they're all banging on the walls. You also notice other interesting things I'll point out. There's a large pair of aqueducts going from the east and then through the necropolis and into the city and then out the other side of the city as well. You can also see that there's water that has pooled in places that has dripped or spilled or leaked out of the aqueduct. You can see there are several large tombs, and standing in front of one of them is sort of a glowing, whitish looking undead, just standing there with his hands on his hips, surveying the city. And you can hear all these zombies, and they're all saying, "Ugh," or "ah," and some of them are saying, "Drains."
Oh, they're saying drains.
So the glowing white one, is he like their leader?
Well, have you let your guy out of his bag yet?
Yeah. Yeah, let's pull the ripcord.
You want
All right.
to release him out here?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you let out your zombie friend, And he says, "Thank you," and stands up and starts shambling off toward the guy, the white undead figure standing in front of a large tomb.
I put my hand on his shoulder and I'm like, hey, buddy, who is that glowing white one?
Carlton.
That's Carlton the Cruel?
Uh-huh.
So Carlton the Cruel is himself an undead.
Uh-huh.
Is he friendly?
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Do you guys want to go talk to a necromancer?
Sure. Well,
We got that.
I mean, I'm not prejudiced against School of Magics,
I'm just
but
wondering
if
what
you
level
guys
he
don't
is,
want
because
to-
the whole like Furelia being. Do we know what we're dealing with in terms of like what level of?
Well, I mean, if he's able to control that many zombies, and if he has already experimented on his own life force and become undead, he's probably fairly high level. He's
Yeah.
considerably higher than
Has
us.
Carlton
Mm.
seen us?
No, he is extremely interested in watching and overseeing his zombies. But you can see your zombie friend shambles off toward him. And I guess eventually he looks in your direction.
Hey, Carlton.
All right, so you don't wait for him to say anything. You actually greet him. Okay. All right, he says,
All right, let's do
you
it.
can hear this booming voice, and he says, "You mortals, what are you doing here? Have you come to fix the problem?
What is the problem?
You can't see it?
1 second. What is the problem? There we go.
It's the aqueducts, right?
Come over here, I'll show you the problem."
I come over
Okay.
there.
Well, as you approach, he picks up a book. He says, "You see this book? You see it? Look at it."
I see it. I inspect it.
I'm looking.
He's got a book, and it looks soggy and wet.
Okay.
He says, "This is my favorite book. I don't have much to do in the afterlife here. I sit in my tomb, and I read my books. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And this water starts leaking from above on this aqueduct, and it gets on my book. I'm not happy about it. Now, I leave these people in this town alone. I let them do their thing, but I can't have this. Look, there's puddles of water everywhere. This is not how a graveyard should be treated. This is ridiculous."
So, if we talked to the city about replacing your book, would that be what got rid of all your
The books is no, it's irreplaceable. No, I want this aqueduct fixed, and I want it fixed now.
You want the leak fixed?
Yeah, either fix the leak or put in some drains or something to get rid of all this water, because this is unacceptable.
And then you will not be attacking the city gates with your army of the undead.
Yeah, I'll just put them all back in the ground.
Oh, well, I mean, we could probably talk to Duke Gerwolf about that.
Yeah, it's not like I haven't tried shouting stuff over the wall for the Duke to hear, but, he doesn't seem interested.
Yeah, we have a little bit more mobility than that.
Well, fine. You want to fix my problem? You go right ahead.
May I
Okay.
see your book, Carlton?
No good now, sure.
So I want to see if I can use create or destroy water to dry it out.
Okay.
The destroy water part says, you destroy up to 10 gallons of water in an open container within range. Alternatively, you can destroy fog in a 30-foot cube within range. I want to see if I can just destroy the water in the book, leaving a dried out book.
Well, you cast a spell, and the book dries out, along with a lot of the other water in the area. But unfortunately, the ink has all still run, and so now it's just a dry, unreadable book.
Sorry, Colton. And I toss it back to him.
Can I use mending? I don't think mending would work.
Mending won't fix that, no.
Okay, that's fine.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, at least we can help the town not be, pounded on the gates by the undead, and really like the most harmless undead ever.
I don't think I don't think they'll move the aqueduct, but we can definitely get them to fix it. If that'll solve one problem.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that if I were the Duke of a city and I had a problem with some undead pounding on my gates every night, I'd want to fix that.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I'll feel like a hero.
Also, just for reference so that we know, where is your tomb located?
It's right behind me here.
Okay.
It's this big building right behind me. It's the best tomb in the graveyard. It's mine.
That is seriously like a really social necromancer. He lives right outside the city. Like, go inside at night if he needs to. That's funny. Okay. We'll try to talk to the Duke for you and see what we can do.
So you head back inside the town, minus one zombie. What do you want to do? It's late at night.
Sleep.
Yeah.
I say we go in for the night.
All right. Well, you go in for the night, get a good night's rest, and in the morning you can get up and see if you can get an audience with Duke Gerolf and talk about the zombie problem.